Hi guys, it's Erin. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to go over last week's cash envelope system and see how we did. These are the envelopes that I used last week. This is my Happy Planner notebook that I made my own cover for. So this is where I keep all my budget spreads and layouts and all that content neatly organized, well, as neatly as I can do it. So I'm going to flip to last week's budget, and this was the cash envelope portion of it. So I just went over the weekly budget for this coming week to cover the coming week, and I also will be stuffing our cash envelopes for this week as well. So if you're interested in seeing that, it is a little bit different. My numbers are way down, and I did explain that in my budget video, but I'm also going to be uploading that. My video on our sinking funds, which is brand new for me. I've never done that on this channel, so I do have some money from last week's budget that I put aside to create that sinking fund system, and so I'm going to be uploading that and also showing you how I converted a small notebook into a kind of calendar planner for my class, because I am in classes, which is why my videos are late this week. So let's go through this and see how we did. So one thing that I really enjoy this week is the fact that this layout is good for the planning and the stuffing of the envelopes, and also for the reconciliation. So I was doing two separate charts before, and that's very cumbersome. And one viewer had the idea, just make separate columns, don't do a whole new chart. So that was ingenious. And so I'm doing that and following that, which is really great, saves me some time. And I also wanted to mention that I did not do a tracker this week. So last week I had a tracker set, and I had one stuffed in every envelope, and I ended up just not tracking, and it felt very freeing. It felt very liberating. As much as I love to track things and make lists and check myself twice, I just felt it was an added step that was just too much right now. And I just feel like it's a time of year where I have a lot going on. I'm in classes, I'm working full time, I'm trying to be as organized as I can with our household money, and getting ready for some out of town guests. It's my husband's birthday, my mom's birthday, and it's just a lot right now. So everybody, I'm sure, has that time of year that's just extra busy for them. And to be honest, that small extra step of tracking as I spent is actually making me feel better that I didn't have to do it. So it's a great thing if you enjoy doing it, and that keeps you organized, and it keeps things very tight for you. I think that that's great, but for me, I can do without it, at least for right now. So I'm going to take this lovely lavender pen, one of my Papermate layers, and I'm going to unpack the envelopes, and we'll see what we did. We'll see how things went. So first things first, and I do make my own envelopes. They're very basic, but I do have them for sale. I have a couple sets left. I did some summer sets and things like that. And I know I have one comment, so one of them may be gone, or another one, I'm not sure. But anyway, if you are interested in a set of cash envelopes, I tried to keep them really, really inexpensive, and that's because they are also very basic, but they work for me. I love them. So this one is kind of my homage to Laura Ashley, even though it's not really Laura Ashley, but the background kind of reminded me of that style. And so this one was for groceries. So as you can see, I have my little label on the back, and I didn't use my dry erase markers, but somebody did make a good point. Don't buy dry erase because that's just going to rub off. Get the wet erase, which is really smart. And if I would have just taken 2 seconds, I probably would have realized, the logic in that. But I know somebody else commented that you can use a Sharpie and just use some nail polish remover or some alcohol to remove it. The only thing I wasn't sure of, because I've never done that, and I know that it works, but I wasn't sure if eventually that would kind of break down the lamination. because alcohol and acetone is really harsh. So I don't know that answer. If you guys know, let me know, because I do have lots of Sharpies, and then I wouldn't really have to buy anything. But anyway, so groceries, I have $10. And we went to 3 places last week. We just didn't eat a whole lot of stuff. We went to Aldi's, we went to Walmart, and we did end up going to Giant Eagle. And I try to avoid Giant Eagle as much as possible. I love it there. Our Giant Eagle is really, really nice, but it's also more expensive because it is so nice. So our actual spending was $90, and that left us $10. So that's awesome. So I'm gonna put that aside. Actually, maybe, where should I put it? Maybe right here. All right. So dining out, I budgeted $45, you can see. And we have 1, 2, is that all? $2. Okay, $2. So that means we spent 43 and had 2 left. So I did talk about something, I guess maybe it's controversial for some people, but you guys were much in agreement with me and very supportive about it, about tipping and how 20% is extremely fair. Now, don't get me wrong, if we have great service, way more often than not, we will tip more than 20%. Or if it's a nicer restaurant, you know, it's just, there's a lot of factors that go into it. But I was mentioning that we do 20% for this little diner that we go eat at a lot. And actually, some of you, I've talked to you about the place, but 20% is really very fair and average for the place where we go most often during the week. We don't go anywhere expensive, and so it works for us. Now, I have actually gone to restaurants with friends, or we've gone to Chili's before and just gotten iced tea, and I will literally leave the same amount as the bill as a tip, because I know that you're taking up a server's time, and just because you're not ordering a full meal, that doesn't mean that, you know, they should have to pay for that. So it just depends. The circumstances, you know, are always different, but somebody did criticize the fact that I left 20%, and I don't know. So you guys were in total agreement. So let's talk about gas. Gas, I didn't need much gas this week, so I think I put $20 in my car, and John took the rest except for this 10, and he put some in his truck, and I think he got like $5 worth for our lawnmower. So we ended up spending $60. Neither one of us needed much. And that left me with $10. So that's awesome. So we just haven't been driving much, I guess, lately. This one is birthdays and gifts, and I budgeted $100, and that was the gift card that I got. So that one is a wash. So I'm gonna put a line through that. This is graduation season. Here we go. We have 5 invitations posted on our refrigerator right now. And honestly, none of them are parties that we can avoid. Well, we may not go to the parties, but we do have to give a gift for all of them. So I think I'm going to do that probably the 2nd week of June. I'm going to put the money aside for those. But yeah, it is graduation season. This is miscellaneous for me. And let's see what we got. $3. I couldn't remember if I had $3 or $4, but I've got $3. So that means that I spent $37, and I have 3 remaining. Now, I wanted to mention to you guys, you're probably like, wow, how do you spend exactly whole amounts every time? I don't. I round up, and any change that I have, I put in a little change purse in my purse, and I hold that until the end of the week, and then I put it in my change jar at home. So this actually means if I spend 37, it means I spend 36 and change. I just don't put change in these envelopes because they're really not built to hold coins. And if you're wondering, this is a wrong envelope. I made a whole set out of some packaging from notebooks and planners and things that I bought. So I just fussy cut out all the shapes and put these glam gals on some scrapbook paper and made my envelopes. So I'm loving those. This is miscellaneous for John, and he usually just takes the money that I put in there, and so it's always a wash. So that's that, and I will show you guys, there's nothing in there. And then, of course, we have had quite a few veterinary visits recently with our dogs. So we budgeted 80, I have $20 left. Our bill was 59 something, I can tell you. I'm not sure the exact change, but it was 59 something to take them this week. And it was just for a recheck. So let's see, that left $20. So, and they're not done there, these dogs, I swear, but they're worth it. All right, so let's add up everything twice and let's make sure that everything totals correctly. Somebody else mentioned, and I'm so sorry that I don't reference your exact names or your YouTube names, but she's like, do you, something like she presses the 0 button or, you know, the clear button over and over like I do too. And it's so funny because I always do that. I just don't trust it. I guess, I don't know, it's weird. But I do that. So, okay, we have $10 plus $2 plus $10 plus 3 plus 20. $45 is a really good amount for us to end up with. Now, I did mention this last week, and I honestly, I do mean it. If we have 0 left in all of our envelopes, if this was, you know, a total wash, I still consider that a success because this money is budgeted to spend. It's to spend in the appropriate categories. But if we have nothing left at the end of the week, I still consider that a success. So we have 20, 30, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So $45 in cash, $45 on the calculator, and it all checks out. So I always say this, I love when the numbers crunch and everything works out perfectly. So those are my envelopes for last week. And I'm going to get to work on my next video where I stuff our envelopes and get those all prepared for the coming week. And our cash stuffing is actually much lower this coming week than in weeks past because we didn't bring in a ton of income. And, well, I mean, it's average income, but we had a lot of bills, so we didn't have a lot left over, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for having patience, because I know last week I wasn't uploading and like I typically do, and it was truly because of everything I have going on. But back in the swing of things, and I really appreciate you watching and supporting my channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would love if you did so, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.